We didn't get the house. Again.
Trying to find a house to buy is the most frustrating thing in the entire world.
Can somebody just let me know why finding a house is so damn difficult?
This whole house buying situation is making me wish I didn't know no better.
I don't know what to do.
Trying to find a house to buy is the most frustrating thing in the entire world. I'm having zero luck. Either they're not in my price range, or they're really crappy, or it's literally only on the market for 20 hours and gets sold. Why is it like this?
My husband and I found our absolute dream home, and we didn't get it. If you're currently trying to buy a house in 2025, are you doing okay? Because I am feeling sad. My husband and I placed an offer on our literal dream home. Not gonna lie, it was a pretty competitive offer. We got beat by someone offering $825,000 cash. Cash! Cash! Who the flip has cash like that? Oh! Who? This one stings a little bit just because it checked all of our boxes. We're feeling so good. We had such a good day yesterday. We were just like feeling such positive vibes. My husband and I have been passively looking for houses for like 2 years, and now we've been actively house hunting now for like, I would probably say like 8 months. I have learned now that you just cannot get your heart set on anything. You can't get excited. You can't fall in love with the house. You can't picture your life there because you will get your heart broken. I have to admit, this one stings a little bit. Like, as much as I was saying, I'm not going to get my hopes up, I'm not going to get excited, part of me really, really was hoping that this one would work out.
We didn't get the house. Again. This one really like twisted the knife that was already in there, because this was our 22nd house tour, our third offer. So what it's like buying a house in 2025, if your preferred location is desirable, either buying a house with extensive repairs needed, or you're competing with other people who are going like up to $250,000 over listing. That's what I'm guessing happened on this house. I don't know. I just know that we offered something that I felt was absolutely insane, and we were not even close to being competitive enough. Because the last house we offered on ended up going for $160,000 over listing, and it had the scariest basement you could imagine. Yeah, just the neighborhoods we want to be in here are so competitive. There are other really great neighborhoods that we can't consider because they're just too far of a commute for Adam. He has an hour commute, and I'm like, this is how I end up on the farm as a trad wife, because I just don't even believe that we're going to get a house at this point.
Oh my God, we're trying to buy a house at the moment, and fuck me, it's the most stressful process in the world. Like, since when did home ownership become such a fucking competition? Like, it is dog eat dog out there. You have literally got to win the fucking competition to have a roof over your head if you want to be a homeowner. I'm not a first homeowner either. Like, we have owned 3 houses in the last 10 years, and we've got a really fucking good deposit, and we are still struggling to find anything. Number 1, because of prices. Number 2, because of interest rates. And number 3, because of the fucking market demand that's out there. Like, it is such a competition. And the hurdles and hoops you got to fucking jump through. And it's just like, you know, when did the Aussie dream of home ownership become so far out of reach? So fucking far out of reach. I just wish we never sold our last house, but we had our reasons for that. But yeah,
we just made an offer on a house, and our realtor told us he thought it was going to go a lot over asking. And the whole time I was thinking, interest rates are 7%. This house isn't even updated. It was cute, but not updated, from the 80s. I was thinking, no way. So we made an offer a little over asking, like what we were comfortable with, and we thought we really had a good shot. We did not get the house. To put it in even more context, our realtor sent us another house that we had looked at before this house that we didn't make an offer on, but it was a really cute house. That house went for $40,000 over asking. It was listed for $410,000, so it went for $450,000. It was 1,500 square feet. What is happening? Interest rates are 7%, and people are still going $40,000 over asking. Like, I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and that's how things are going here. And I'd love to know how things are going where you live in also other countries. Like, is it this hard to buy a freaking house where you live? Because I feel so defeated. I feel like this is never going to happen. Or we have to drastically like change our location or change things that we don't want to change. And we do have a house right now that I'm really, really thankful for, but our house is really small. It's under 1,000 square feet. We have 4 people living here and we share 1 bathroom. So we are dying to move. We want to move. But it seems impossible. I really thought things were getting better because interest rates are going up. It sounds like they're exactly the same as they were 2 years ago when people were making crazy offers over asking. So, yeah, unless I buy a total fixer-upper, which me and my husband have no idea how to do home improvements, apparently we can't buy a house.
We are seeing some major drastic changes in the real estate market as of June 2025. I came on here in January and said that the market was dead. I would not say that the market is dead. I would say that anything priced, especially here in Atlanta, anything priced below $500,000 is going to move fairly quickly. What is suffering right now is luxury real estate, and especially condos. No one wants to buy a condo. In fact, there's 86% more condo sellers than there are condo buyers. That's my baby talking in the background. Job creation data looks kind of iffy right now. The big beautiful bill kind of taking its impact, if you will, on the economy. And things are just very uncertain and iffy. She's not happy. I'm not paying her attention right now. Redfin posted something the other day that said that there are 500,000 more sellers than buyers, and they anticipate major drastic price reductions. The thing was, most of those listings that they see a price reduction on are luxury real estate, stuff that's $1 million plus. So, meh.
Did you guys hear about this? There was a study that just came out that showed the average U.S. salary versus buying a house in 2030. And I know that 2030 sounds like far off, but really it's only 5 years away. Take a look here. Some areas are requiring household incomes to more than double just to afford the median priced home. What is the median priced home? Currently in 2025, the average cost of a house in America is $415,000. And that's already a lot. But in just 5 years from now, it's going to be at $615,000.
I'm tired of millennials complaining that you can't buy a house. Yeah, we got the shit end of the stick multiple times. We've lived through so many catastrophes, but there is a way to buy homes. There's a way to invest in homes. And unfortunately, we don't like to be inconvenienced. So I'm here to tell you that if you want to buy a house, you're going to have to go into a different market and buy something affordable that you can actually afford to pay for. Inconvenience yourself by taking a flight. There's a solution. We have to go to affordable markets to buy things that our dollar can pay for. Inconvenience yourself for a bit. You'll be happy you did.
90% of homeowners who bought a house within the last 3 years did not realize how much it takes to actually upkeep a house. 2 of the main reasons are taxes, which is ironic, and the second is upkeep of the house. Not only just the renovations, but the repairs. So think about the roof, something going wrong with the roof, the foundation of the house, the lawn, renovating inside the house, painting, and all these types of things. People are going into debt to try to maintain their house, which is not exactly a good idea. One of the things that I mention to people when I budget with them is that if they want a house, do they have money aside to renovate the house? Do they have money aside for repairs for the house? For some reason, people move into houses thinking that the house is going to be 100% okay and there's going to be no problems. Everybody focuses on the mortgage, but people don't focus on the taxes they got to pay quarterly. They don't think about the homeowner's insurance, and they don't think about the renovation. So if you're looking for a house, make sure you're putting money aside for renovations and or repairs because they're going to be there.
I just have one question. How are first-time homebuyers affording the mortgage payments of today? I feel like we are on the struggle bus because we live with my parents, and we've lived with my parents for a while, so we have our down payment saved. I'm not worried about a down payment or closing costs, but what I'm worried about now is the monthly payment of a mortgage being so high compared to what our salaries are these days. You don't want to pay $2,500 a month. We don't make 6 figures. I mean, I feel like combined we're pretty close, but like, how are people affording this? Like, I don't want to go into debt. I don't want to be house poor. I don't want to have credit card debt. I could afford to obtain the house, but keeping the house while still having just a normal life. How are people doing this? It just makes me feel like it's not attainable. At some point in my life, when we have kids, I don't want to be a full-time working mom, but I feel like I have to be able to afford a house. So then how would that work? I mean, are people just getting really lucky and they have spouses that make $150K a year? I don't understand. I feel like I'm just so lost on what to do because I don't want to be house poor. So I'd rather just live in my parents' basement forever, but like, I don't want to do that, you know? Like, I want to eventually have our own place. I don't know what the answer is.
So here's my experience after buying a home. I bought several homes, but these are a few things that they're not going to tell you that you should be forewarned about. So whenever you are buying a home and it's so exciting and you're just can't wait to get to the title company or the attorney's office to sign all the papers. So you have your check ready, you know, the real estate agents there, maybe the mortgage lender's there, you take your pictures, you're holding up your key or whatever it is. And you finish signing like the book of papers that they give you, right? So it's so fun, it's so exciting, it's so scary at the same time. But then you get in your car, you get in your U-Haul, and then you drive to the house. You open the door, and it's empty. And you might be going, oh my gosh, what did I just do? What did I just do? Did I just make a huge mistake? Every house I've ever bought, I thought I was making a huge mistake. Every single one. And it took me a while to kind of get used to that new house. You're hearing the noises, you're worried that something's going to happen. Even though you did the inspection, you're still like, what if something really terrible happens? You might worry that your animals are going to get used to it or your kids. And it's just like this feeling of anxiety. So even though you have all that buildup, all that excitement, don't be too worried if you feel like you've made a mistake or if you're just like, what did I do? That's normal. You're going to be okay. And after a little while, you're just going to get used to it. My one suggestion, change the locks. Change the locks the day you move in because you don't want other people to have, keys to that. So hi, my name's Beth. I help women go from financially surviving to financially thriving. And let me know, what was your experience?
It's a pretty ass day outside. As you can see, I can barely see the sun is shining. And I just want to know if you live somewhere and they limit the access to your amenities, are they discounting rent? Because the pool is currently closed. It's the middle of June. It's hot and it's closed Monday through Friday. And it don't make sense. On top of the pool being closed, the freaking clubhouse has been closed for months now. But that's a serious question. Like, if they limit your amenities, should they be discounting the rent since you don't have access to the amenities you pay for?
Let's talk about it, because I just came back from apartment shopping in Atlanta, and let me just tell you, highway robbery. Like, why are we charging $1,900 for a one-bedroom apartment? $1,900, and the square footage is like 600 or 700. Like, why? So I'm scrolling on TikTok, right? And I'm looking at these apartments and I'm thinking, okay, they must be here in Atlanta. So I pressed a little learn more. Baby, these apartments are located in Tennessee. Let me show you how much their apartments are going for. $1,324. Where are the apartments for this price range? In Midtown Atlanta area. In a good community. With stores around. Where? Because at this point, like, I'm gonna be living under a rock, like Patrick Star, because the amount of apartments that are out here just wanting minimum $1,800 and the square footage is not even that big is beyond me. Because it's crazy. Like, I'm fixing in Tennessee.
I feel like renting an apartment is a fucking scam. Because what the fuck you mean first month and last month's rent? I never lived there last month. I don't know who the fuck lived there last month, but it wasn't me. Why am I sitting there paying first month, last month's rent? And you want me to, qualify? Oh, you make sure you're able to afford 3 times the rent. 3 times the rent? Bitch, what the fuck? Eggs is $100. Y'all bitches is so fucking greedy. Y'all just a greedy bitch. Because what? First month and last month's rent? Who lived there last month? Nobody was there last month. I wasn't in there. I don't know who the fuck you had, Jimmy and his 6 kids, bitch. I wasn't in there. And I be seeing apartments, washer and dryer not included. Bro, I can't wash my fucking clothes, but I gotta pay last month's rent? Yo, that's fucking foul. I didn't live there. Now I can't wash my fucking clothes. Which I gonna take the shower too. I can't wash my fucking ass. No, sitting here walking around the apartment funky as fuck, clothes dirty as a bitch. But no, I had to pay last month's fucking rent. Bitch, you pay it. I'm not paying that shit. Bitch, fuck is you talking about? Bitch, fuck you.
And another thing, why are you checking my credit when I'm trying to get an apartment? I already gave you my pay stubs for 3 months. I got the money. I ain't trying to borrow no money from you. I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to watch TV. Like, why you all in my pockets? What you pocket watching me for? Just to approve me. You talk about, depending on your credit, we gonna add an extra deposit. Fuck that.
What is the definition of something being expensive? Okay, because when I see certain comments on my page talking about, oh, that's really high price, that's really expensive. I work in apartments and I can actually tell you, because I'm looking at prices all day, every day, what expensive is. It is all relative. This is a small 1-bedroom in a non-new, not brand new, luxury apartment building in Bayonne, which is a pretty affordable area if you're thinking of Jersey City, like near New York. The same size of a 1-bedroom, but closer to New York in Hoboken, New Jersey, and that's $36.68 is the starting. This is a building in Jersey City, and I couldn't find a 1-bedroom of the same size, but this is a studio starting at $29. I posted a video about a studio being priced at $21.35, and I had people going crazy on me. But now let's look at like Southern Jersey, like the prices over there. All right, so this is deep in Newark. This is a building in Newark. It's still a luxury apartment building, but $21.50 for a 1-bedroom. Which is very cheap compared to the market that I am in. Now let's talk about places that are not luxury apartment buildings. Obviously, you're gonna get more bang for your buck because you don't have a gym, you don't you get parking probably, you don't have a gym, you don't have central air, you don't have housekeeping, cleaning all the amenities, you don't have a concierge, a butterfly system, a package room, you don't get all of that stuff, you don't have like a courtyard with grills and all that stuff, you don't have people cleaning all these things, or shuttles and all that stuff. It's $2,000 for a 2-bedroom. $2,000 for a 2-bedroom? You can't even get a 1-bedroom in a luxury apartment building like that. But basically my point is, if you're looking for apartments, like know what the difference is between luxury apartment buildings and homes and private landlords, because if you are going off of like just how much it is, you're not going to have any success. Like you have to know, all right, if I'm looking for a luxury apartment building, it's going to be high priced. Just because it comes with a lot of extra stuff. And some people don't want those things, but some people do. And the people who do pay extra for it.
Is having a washer and dryer in your apartment or your house now considered a luxury? That is disgusting to me because everybody needs to wash their clothes. No matter who you are, you need to wash your clothes. That is a basic necessity. And on my apartment tour video where I was complaining about how high my rent is because I believe it's extremely high for what we get, people are saying, well, you have an in-unit washer and dryer. Like that is worth like all this money. And I'm like, no. It's not. Everybody needs to wash their clothes. That's a basic necessity. Why is that a luxury to have a washer and dryer? I know how we got there, and it's because of money and greed and just a way for landlords to make more money off of you. But that is insane that is considered a luxury. I don't even have a fancy washer and dryer. It's the most basic old washer and dryer you can have. Is not worth my rent being a couple extra $100 a month because it's considered a luxury to have an in-unit washer and dryer. Everybody should have that, and it should not make your rent more expensive. That is insane.
Will you guys tell me if I'm being crazy, if I'm being like gaslit by an apartment building, or if this is like the new norm and I've just been out of the game for a while? So I have to be out of my house by June 1, and I'm moving across state lines to like a new city. I just want to like do something new, right? Well, there's this new apartment building in this city, hasn't even opened yet, doesn't even open till June 1, right? So I've never seen it in person. I've just been going off like the pictures online and shit. I know, nerve-wracking as fuck, but it's beautiful. So I've been working with a leasing agent there, and I was like, hey, like, I want like this view, this square footage, this. She's like, this is the perfect one. She's sending me videos. She's fucking awesome, right? But mind you, I've never seen it in person. I've only been like interacting with this person who worked in the leasing agent office online. So I was like, hey, I know you guys opened June 1. How do I like make sure that like everything is set in stone so there's no hiccups? Like, because when my shit's on a trailer, I don't have this house anymore. I'll be on the way to there. She's like, awesome. We can completely do this. Just put in your application and your deposit. We'll approve you and like it's yours. And when you show up on the first, keys in hand, good to go. I was like, sick. Let's do it. Send the application. So she sends me the application and I see it's taking me to like this third-party website. And I was like, okay. And so I click on the website and it's pretty standard shit. It was like, you know, like type in your stuff for like a background check and like where have you lived in the past, like stuff like that. Well, then it gets to like the money portion to see if like, you know, if you make the money you say you do. And I was like, tight, sick. So then it goes, what's your social security? I'm like, okay, type that in. It's like, what's your checking number? What's your routing number? Okay, I type both in. And then it goes, what bank do you bank with? Like on a drop down menu. And I was like, okay. So I click on it and like what bank I bank with. And then it like pops up and it was like, what's your username and password for this bank, for your online banking? And I was like, excuse me? And so I tried to just like leave it blank and click next. And it was like, no, we must know your like your online banking info. And then so I pressed like the like Y button, or like the read more. And it was like, per this third-party website, we have the right to go back 12 months into your bank statements, money in, money out every month. And during your duration at this new building, we get to have continuous access to your banking, see money in, money out. I was like, you got me 50 shades of fucked up. So I call my bank and I was like, hey, is this like something, is this like standard practice? My bank's like, fuck no. You do not give your username and password like over like that. Because then if at any point you give authorization, like, you know, all this money comes out of your account, it's no longer fraud. Like you can't like do fraud for that because you willingly gave it away. So I was like, okay, cool. Hang up. I call back the leasing agent. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm giving you my login info. Like that's not happening. And she's like, why? And I was like, because that's fucking crazy. My bank just said like if this website ever gets like hacked or like a data breach and they steal all my money, I'll have a fucking like second identity in China somewhere. I'm not doing that. Can I just send you guys like bank statements with like shit redacted out? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, has no one else in the building like said this is fucking crazy? And she's like, no, the building's not open yet. We're doing this so like you can reserve your unit. And I was like, no one else reserved a unit? She's like, oh, well, like 4 other people have. And I was like, what'd they say? She's like, well, they didn't have a problem with it. And I was like, well, they're fucking morons. So I was like, I don't want to be a Karen, but can I speak to a manager? So she's like, yeah, puts a manager on. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Can I just send you like bank statements or some shit? And she's like, I don't know. Like we're trying to go this route with this third party. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, there's no way in God's green earth. If like, I'd love to live in your building, but I need an alternative that I can send this to because I'm not putting this info out. When I've never met you guys in person. I've never even seen if the goddamn building is real. And not only that, like, I'm not getting my fucking info to a third party site. And she's like, this is pretty standard. Like, I'll see what I can do. So right now I'm in like limbo. Is this normal? Is this like the new standard of like getting into a building? Or am I like fucking crazy? I don't know.